Hi, everybody. This is Tamika Hall from Exploding Worship through Song, Dance, and Theater. Find us online at explodingworship.org. If you like this video, please thumbs up it down below. Subscribe to us right here on YouTube. That would be really, really awesome. So listen, today I am talking about flowing in the Spirit through dance. Now, this might be a little bit uncomfortable for some people. For others, it's a little bit controversial because honestly, a lot of times people don't understand it. We are very comfortable and familiar with choreographed dance. And for those that don't understand what that is, but choreographed dance is when you listen to the music and you put certain movement with the particular words of the song or with the flow of the music. But there are times when it is necessary to just flow. Sometimes you're not going to have the opportunity to be able to choreograph the whole entire song. I'll tell you, there have been times when I was asked to dance at a particular service, and I didn't hear the song until 5 minutes before I had to go on there. I was told to dance to one song, had that all choreographed, and then when I got there, I was told, well, no, that was the wrong song. And I'll tell you, I was very, very nervous and very frightened to do it. But then I said, you know what, Lord, you've given me the dance language, because that's the first thing. Dance is a language. It's a language. And if you start looking at it as a language and you allow God to just communicate through you and the movement of your body, then you'll be able to tap into just simply flowing when it's necessary to flow. Now, of course, that was for a specialized portion of that particular service. But there have been times when I have been in the middle of a worship service and God has called me to dance. And he simply said, dance. And it wasn't until I saw footage of it later that somebody just happened to be recording it that I actually saw the different things that I was doing, that I saw that I was leaping multiple times. I'm getting ready to show you a video of something that just happened just this past Sunday where, I was in the middle of singing with praise and worship and God told me to dance. And I started to dance. And in that, when I looked at it, I was tired just from looking at it because there was at one point where I just started leaping and leaping and leaping. And if it would have been me in my own right, I wouldn't have leapt that many times because even though you can be very skilled in dance, it can be very tiring on the body. But if you think about dance as a language, you have words. Music helps to move words. It helps to give words a melody. And then dance actually allows those that are around you to see what those mean. So even if you do choreograph the dance, it's necessary to try and tap into the Spirit and to know what the movement should be because your movement communicates. If it's a dance of warfare, you're not going to just stand there with a smile and do something like this. But you're going to have maybe sharper movements. You're going to be clapping. You're going to be leaping. You're going to be stomping. Those are some of the things that happens when you're flowing in the Spirit. But let's just take a quick moment to look at this video. Now listen, there are some people that don't necessarily agree with it, and you have to be prepared that there are going to be some that are going to question whether or not what you've done has truly been a movement of God's Spirit, and you have to know within your own heart what that is, because really only you're going to know that. If you're singing, for those of us that are singers, sometimes we feel compelled to ad-lib or to do a run or to do something with our voice, because we feel compelled to do that. There are some people that begin just leaping for joy in the middle of a sermon. And while everybody else might be turning around and looking at them and they don't understand why they're doing that, that is their expression to God. And maybe that is something that God told them to do. So if God tells you to move and to flow in the Spirit, then that's something that you have to do. I want you to quickly just take a moment and go to 2 Samuel 6:14. And this is when the Ark of the Covenant was coming into the city of David. And it talks about King David here in the 14th verse, where it says, wearing a linen ephod, David was dancing before the Lord with all his might, while he and all Israel were bringing up the ark of the Lord with shouts and the sound of the trumpets. And as the ark of the Lord was entering the city of David, Michal, the daughter of Saul, watched from a window. And when she saw King David leaping and dancing before the Lord, she despised him in her heart. Now listen, there are going to be some people that aren't going to understand what you're doing. They're not going to get it. They're going to think that you're putting on airs. They're going to feel like you're moving within your own strength. And again, you have to understand what it is that you're doing. If you skip down to the 20th verse, it says this. When David returned home to bless his household, Michal, daughter of Saul, came out to meet him and said, how the king of Israel has distinguished himself today, going around half naked in full view of the slave girls of his servants, as any vulgar fellow would. David said to Michal, it was before the Lord who chose me rather than your father or anyone from his house when he appointed me ruler of the Lord's people Israel. I will celebrate before the Lord. I will become even more undignified than this. And you guys have all heard that song, right? I will be humiliated in my own eyes. But by these slave girls you speak of, I will be held in honor. What is that really saying? Listen, again, she came to him and basically said, what are you doing? You've just paraded yourself in front of all these people. That's what people might say to you. What are you doing? You've gotten up here, you put yourself in front of everybody so that everybody is staring at you dancing. What is it that you're doing? And David simply turned to her and said, basically, it's not about you. It wasn't about me. This is what I did for God. And I will celebrate God. This is what I will do for him. So here I am just encouraging you that if God tells you to dance, then dance. You're not going to look stupid. That's oftentimes the question that I get from a lot of dancers, both unexperienced and those that may have many, many years dancing. They say, well, I don't want to look stupid. Guess what? Anything you do for God is never going to make you look stupid. And if somebody is actually there to capture it on video, you're going to turn around and find out, wow, I didn't know I could do that. I encourage you today, be blessed, be motivated, and be inspired. And until next time, this is Tamika Hall with explodingworship.org.